We like to call these frogs the jewels of the forest. If you find this type of frog in the forest, it means that the place where you are is healthy. The amphibians are indicators of health in the forest. It means that it's clean. It's not, there's no pollution. It says the temperature is correct. The name of this frog is red eyes tree frog. I'm pretty sure that you can see why we call it the red eyes tree frog. He has such a big eyes. These guys are incredible. The one that we have in the picture is a male. Males and females in this case has the same coloration. It's a little bit different in other species, and sometimes it's a little bit different on also in this species, because sometimes the females they have a little bit lighter colors, but she also she also looks beautiful, especially because she's bigger. Sometimes twice than the male. This frog has seven different colors, guys. They belong to the family of Agalignis, which is the most colorful family of frogs that we have in Costa Rica. This is a leaf frog. It's not poison. These frogs, they will never bite. They will never hurt you. They will never jump on you. If that happens, it will be an accident. Believe me. They will never like to touch a human because they're so fragile. So fragile, my friend. The seven colors that this frog has is, well, as you can see, he has orange on the legs, green, he has blue and yellow on the sides, and green at the top. Sometimes they have like little white dots at the top, but that normally happen with the red-eyed tree frog from the Pacific side. I do have to tell you, my friends, that the frog that we're seeing right now belongs to the Caribbean side. That's something that I can also explain you. Costa Rica is a very skinny country. Besides, we are small, we are skinny. So this is the Pacific coast and this is the Caribbean side. In a straight line, we are very close, not even 200 kilometers. But
Oh my,
sometimes we got the same animals in one coast and in the other one. And even when they're so close, they are different. And remember what I just told you, because I'm pretty sure that the next picture you're going to show me, I'm going to have something to say about it. These frogs, the red-eyed street frog, they live on the trees and they make a very cool sound. They sound like, I'm gonna try to do the sound. I hope that you guys can hear it.
please, please.
But they sound like, and this sound travels around the forest, fighting for territory, and they also do it to call the females. It's very nice to see the females and the males together. Actually, I think I sent you a picture about that too. All right. This is a different type of frog. This one is poison. You know what? You know what is the funny thing of these animals is that even when this frog on the picture looks extremely big, he is about this size.
Oh my God.
They are super small. In Costa Rica, we got about between five and six different types of poison frogs. Okay, this one calls Dendrobates auratus. This is the Latin name, but we like to call it green and black poison dart frog. Now, I would like to ask you: did you remember that I told you that Costa Rica has the two coasts, and it doesn't matter how close we are between these two coasts, some of the animals they looks different. Re- Remember that?
Yeah.
This one right here, it's green. No, this one is black and green. My friend, this is going to be funny because on the Pacific side, where I am right now in Jaco, in the Central Pacific of Costa Rica, these frogs are black and green. But if you go if you go to the Caribbean side, these frogs are green and black, my friend. I know that sounds crazy, but you can actually see the difference. This one looks like he has more black than green, and on the Caribbean side, they have more green than black. If you touch one of these frogs, and if you have a little cut on your mouth, Or even if you don't have a cut on your mouth, but if you touch your mouth or your eye, you're going to get really sick. It can produce vomits, diarrhea, stomachache, fever, and muscular spasms, which is really bad. I don't like it at all because I'm already have it 2 times. I used to
Oh my,
reproduce. I used to reproduce these frogs to release it in the wild, and cleaning the cages and or feeding the frogs. It happens, it was an accident. I started to work with animals when I was a young kid, so a lot of the experience that I have is being sick by the animals.
small and dangerous. So we'll go to the next image.
Let me. Okay, this is great. This picture is the same frogs we saw before, guys. This is the red eyes tree frog, but in this case, these ones are from the Pacific coast where I am. The other one with the blue color in the size, it's the one from the Caribbean side.
Caribbean side.
The most incredible thing, guys, is that, for example, I remember that I used to take care of these frogs on captivity because we used to have a release and reproduce program. These frogs, they can reproduce each other even when they belong to the Caribbean and Pacific side because they're the same family and same species, Agalignis calidrias. This frogs also is the same frog that is sound like, but has a different coloration. Actually, if you take a look of the eye of this frog, it looks like more like a wine color, like a very dark green. And the other one has very light red, This one's has a lot of predators. I also I forgot to tell you, frogs has a lot of predators, and the predators of these frogs, besides humans, beside us, that we destroy their habits. They have snakes, for example, or sometimes other frogs that they eat frogs, But
Oh my
normally
God.
normally snakes and nocturnal birds like owls, for example. They're beautiful, man.
They are really beautiful. So we go to the
Yeah.
next one.
Okay, so this is unique. This is well, I'm already told you that frogs or amphibians represent health in the forest. But if you found a glass frog like the one we have in here, this one belongs to the family of Ilobatriachum. These animals are transparent, completely transparent. If you see the frog from the other side, you can see his stomach inside, and you can see his heart beating. These frogs are very small. They are 1 centimeter, super tiny, and they live so high on the trees, almost impossible to see. Every time I see these frogs, it has to be especially at night, and you have to recognize the noises. These frogs sounds like a little bell. Ding, ding, ding. That's how we recognize the noise. In the picture, we have the frog and we got some eggs right next to the frog. And if you take a look, there's more eggs a little bit farther on the picture. These animals are so impressive, guys, that they like to trick predators. For example, the snakes. Some snakes they like to eat the eggs of the frogs, which is very common. It's good, a lot of protein. These frogs they put a fake eggs that they're real, but they are not fertile. And then the male or the female stay close to the ones that they are alive, the ones that they are going to become frogs. And the most incredible thing, my friend, is that they like to stay near the eggs, and they are so flat, but their eyes are so big, and their eyes comes out, and they look like another part of eggs. So the frog looks like the eggs too. It's incredible. Actually, you can see that the little circles the frog has. If you see the frog From a different angle, you're going to see that his legs are completely transparent. And if you guys would like to see more of glass frogs, trying to find information, this type of frogs are basically in virgin forests, forests where nobody went before. If you found this frog, that means that the water where they're living is so clean, my friend, that you probably won't find a person around. It means that everything is healthy and clean.
That's really amazing.
It is. So this is the same frog we saw before. This is the red-eyed street frog, but in a different position. I am very. I forgot to tell you that these animals are nocturnal, my friend. Uh, when they are sleeping, I'm gonna be honest with you. This frog, he was sleeping when I found it. I found this guy in Tortuguero on the Caribbean side. It was the daytime. It was the daytime, and I wasn't in the forest. Actually, if you look behind the picture, looks like artificial things, you know. I was in a garden, to be honest, and I found the frog. So I just took a little branch and I make the frog wake up. And let me tell you why I'm telling you this. When these frogs are sleeping, they hide the colors. They are like this. So the only color you can see is green. So they become invisible. The way I'm gonna tell you how I found the frog. I saw it with the sunlight. I just took a look around and I saw the shade of the frog on the leaf, crossing the light. So I saw the shade and I moved the frog. So he showed me the colors because this is a male. In this picture, we can appreciate the coloration on the size a little bit better. So we can see that the belly is totally white, and also, if you pay attention, you're gonna see that his back has exactly the same color of the leaf. Very hard to see in the forest. Very, very hard to see in the forest. But one more time, this is a jewel, and I'm pretty sure that we still have another picture over there. That is my favorite frogman. Can we
Okay.
continue with the next one?
Yeah, we'll just go for the next image.
There you go. There you go. This is my
Um,
favorite. This is there's no words to explain this, my friend. This frog looks unreal. I mean, like looks like somebody made the frog on a computer or something like that. Somebody painted the frog. You know what I mean? But he is real. He actually exists and is huge. The frog is about this size. The female and the males can be about a little bit smaller, but the females are huge. The name of this frog is tiger frog. This frog also belongs to the same family of the red-eyed tree frogs. Remember that I told you before that these animals belong to the family of Agalignis, the most colorful family of frogs or leaf frogs in our country. His name is Agalignis calcarifer. The Agalignis calcarifer it's a jewel in the country, especially because it's like 100 times harder to find than the red-eyed tree frog. They're invisible. They live so high on the trees and they like to hide so well that not even predators can find them. So I was very lucky to find this guy. I found it also on the Caribbean side. I forgot where I took this picture, but this guy's has an incredible coloration, and just like the other one, when they're taking siestas, they hide the colors so perfect that they become invisible almost immediately. Something that we can note from this guy is their eyeballs. The eyeballs has two colors. It's like gray. It has the black line, and then it has like a yellow color around the eye, which is mind blowing. It blows your mind because it's hard to believe that they are here. It's hard to believe that they exist. You know, you can actually hear that when I talk about these animals, man, I like to sound. passion, because every time I see this type of pictures, or every time I see one of these animals in the forest, especially if I am with somebody, I'm like, thank you, God, because you let me show these animals to somebody, so that way people, especially, they can believe that they exist. And second, an animal like this is so beautiful that immediately change the mind of people, and they start to preserve nature. The idea of this, of my job, and I'm pretty sure that your job and the job of a lot of people, is to make sure that future generations can enjoy the same species that we have. And I would love my
Yes,
kids to take a
very
look of
true.
this frog in the future.